Remember?
Hi, welcome to Practically Magick. This is our season 2 wrap-up episode. I decided, as tradition dictates, we're going to have just Blane as our guest / producer / ride the wave media / podcast expert on.
Keep going.
This is the man, the behind the curtain, the wizard.
I really do appreciate you asking me to be on. I saw the message come through and I was like, what? Courtney wants me on her show? Yeah. But I do have to make sure you did pay my agent the appearance fee, right? You already took care of it?
Yeah, we're all good. All good.
Okay. Just making sure. But
we might be paying in healing sessions, but we got those are worth a lot.
They are.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this. So I mean, I know I watched the show, so I'm ready for the tarot card pull. That's what we're doing first, right? We got to get to that.
We got the card pull. I picked a deck specifically that I thought, okay, what is Blane's vibe? What's his energy? What do we need here? It's actually an oracle deck, but I'm going with the elemental oracle deck. This was the first oracle deck I ever got. Someone gifted it to me, actually.
Wow.
So it's not tarot, but it's pretty powerful. We have the card. Oh, and you'll love this. This has like silvery foil on the side.
Ooh, all right.
Listeners will have to watch YouTube if you want to see that, because it's pretty incredible. Shiny foil.
Shiny foil. Now, wait a minute. Are you pulling out a deck of Pokemon cards? It sounds like. Is that what you got?
Oh, don't get me started. My 11-year-old hasn't stopped talking about Pokemon for years.
No, I got a box of baseball cards over here I'm looking to open, but is this the same kind of thing, or are we doing?
You know what? I have always wanted to try reading a deck of baseball cards or something like that. I have read Pokemon cards as divination. I have done that. In fact, I started teaching my son because he loves Pokemon so much. I'm like, why don't we grab a deck of Pokemon cards and pull one, and you read my future. You read what it means for me. And he's pretty good at it.
That's a wrap, guys. So season 3 will be Courtney Pearl just reading Pokemon cards. That's going to be
Pokemon cards.
That's going to be a hit.
Let's do it.
That's it. We'll see you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Your card for today, though, I think is, and this is for you, but it's also for our listeners.
All right.
So this actually falls really, really well in line with the seasons, because we're coming up on summer solstice or Litha, if you know the technical terms for the Wheel of the Year marks of the year. So we have summer solstice coming up, and this is the electricity card.
Ooh. I'm electric.
Yeah. The word that they put with it is wildness. Wildness, which I think, to me, it symbolizes like the turning the wheel of the year. We're coming into summer, right? So we're coming into a really adult sort of energy. It's like the developmental stage of coming into adulthood. And a lot of people associate adulthood with like, responsibility. We're getting weighed down. But actually, if you think about it, it's that like freedom. That feeling like you just turned 16 and you got your driver's license and the keys to the car for the first time. It's that kind of vibe. It's like, the world has just opened up to me. Does that feel like it's fitting with what's going on in your life right now?
Yeah, it does, actually. I love that interpretation. And I noticed that you like to go to the younger age of somebody. Like recently, me and you got the privilege, and I do mean privilege, of hosting a panel discussion at Pride, Daybreak Pride.
Yes.
The best question out of all that, and I don't know how, it must have, maybe it was a heat dream or something. I don't know what was going on. But you asked the question, you said, what would they write to their, 6-year-old self? Their inner child. I started thinking about all that stuff. I was doing that yesterday. I was thinking about it even. But it sticks in my mind, and I love that you talk about that stuff. You even did that throughout the season too.
Yeah, inner child work is definitely my niche. If I was to think of a particular healing niche that I have, I don't know. But inner child work has always been really powerful, and I find that that was where a lot of the panel discussion was going anyway, because a lot of them were talking about, this is what I would want, kids who are coming out, or, transgender, or their identity, and what I want them to know is, don't give up. And there's someone, there's better out there for you. It's going to get better. And then I thought to myself, what if somebody said that to you when you were 6 or when you were younger? I mean, that's the kind of sessions I love, is the ones where people come to me and when they're talking to their younger self and they say something, sometimes all it is that like one thing where they go, you're loved, or you're safe, or just that one thing they say, and then the tears start coming, or they feel the release, they feel the like energy behind that, and it feels real. It's real time travel. They're going back to their younger self and they're going to be like, I'm good now. I've got what I need, and it's okay that I didn't have it then because I have it now.
I love that. But seriously, what an incredible experience that was.
It was.
I did catch some flack. I did catch some flack over my ocean comment, but I wasn't wrong. I'm not wrong, though. I'm not wrong. If people out there can change the name of a body of water easily, that the body of water doesn't even care about, then it's not hard to call somebody by whatever they want to be called by. Come on.
Pronoun, yeah. Just respecting a person really is all it is. Because it's possible that some people in the audience still aren't sure about, maybe their child is coming out transgender, and they're like, well, I'm scared. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I should be protecting them from something, or, things like that. And sometimes the advice is just, why don't you just honor where they're at? Whether you think it's right or wrong really doesn't matter, because what your child needs is someone to say, I see you, right?
Yep.
I see you. I see what you want to be called. You're telling me these are your pronouns. I'm going to respect it, no matter what I think.
I mean, you touched on this, and I guess I'm looking at, we're talking about season 2. It was episode 8. You did the emotional healing. There was an emotional healing episode that you, I don't remember if you dove into the inner child work, but I'm sure you did, because it has to relate to that. But
yeah, and I did even more in depth with that in the inner child episode that I towards the end of the season.
Okay, that's right. That's right. Maybe I do need to catch up.
That's all right. That's why it's all out there. And folks, if you're like, what is she talking about? There's all these things I don't know about. That's why season 1 and season 2 are all out for you to watch and listen to. You can do it anytime. So we can get to some of your favorite episodes, the ones you liked and that stuck to you. I know your favorite.
I'm not going to jump on that one just yet, though. I don't want to jump on that. We're going to talk about that one in depth, probably. And I don't want to.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
That's life. That was a life changing one. You know what I got to ask about first? Hold your arms up.
Oh, you can't even see it. I'm like, I have to turn my body.
This season. Not only that, you did it on camera with an incredible artist, Liberty the tattoo artist.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ideas. I was like, and the first time I went in to see her, we had such a good conversation. We were talking about spirituality and tattoos and, connecting with our ancestors. And I'm like, man, I wish I had the camera and the microphone. And I'm like, so when I asked her, I'm like, if I come back for the next time, would you record with me? And she was like, oh, absolutely. Sure. She was a little nervous. She was like, oh, I don't know. But you can hear, even in the audio, the tattoo pen going, the buzz, because she's working on my tattoo while we're talking, while we did that interview.
Yeah, that was, I've done this for a long time. A lot of history. I don't think I've ever done a live tattoo recording. No, I don't think I have. So you just
pretty special.
Gave me that's a brand new thing for me. So congrats. I need an award or something, or the first
most original idea. And if it had been more of a painful tattoo that other people may have experienced, I may not have been able to do it that way. I wanted to record or have a mindset where I could talk while we were doing it. But it wasn't too bad. I could handle the pain level was all right for me. And
I got it right here. I got a piece of this. Let's see this.
Particularly, I'm going to speak on my father's behalf.
Look
He
at you.
grew up
You were so focused. You don't even know what
in a
he's saying,
thatched
do you?
hut, he grew up in a pre-modern experience
You look like you
society.
fight back
When
years
he came
against
to
her.
the U.S.
Was it rough? What
in
happened
the
there?
70s,
How was this?
in the
he had
zone,
left that
Yeah.
home.
that's me just listening to her.
He had
Like
left.
I just want to hear, take in what she's saying and not get distracted. And I did tend to like find a focal point to look at with my eyes while we were doing it, so that I was like not looking at what she was doing or trying to get distracted.
More tattoos for you, or is that it? Those two?
Not in mind. I wouldn't say never say never, but definitely I would go to Liberty because she's amazing. I love her.
I'm looking for somebody to just tattoo my name on them. Just Blane, just for me. Just I don't know who would do it, but
Oh,
somebody
there's
out there.
I'm sure there's someone.
Honestly, I know who it'll be. It's me. It's just me.
Just you. Just Blane.
I'll
Just
be
Blane
honest.
tattooing just Blane.
You had a bunch of guests on this year. You had a bunch of great experts in their fields, really. Liberty being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Book Witch.
She was incredible too.
That's a great one. You had Tiffany Lacy.
Yeah.
Is she overseas?
Yes. Tiffany is my mentor, my teacher. It's kind of an amazing story because I met her doing the pilgrimage in England. She had just moved to Wales at that time, so she was really excited to say, like, I am a resident of Wales. I live in Wales now, and that was really exciting for her. But she's been a part of the Sisterhood of Avalon for a long time and has several books out, and so I got to meet her in person there first, then get to know her work a little bit more, and then it was the idea I had to do an episode on alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
Realizing that a lot of the work that we do in the healing world or in energetics, it coincides really well with alchemy. But I didn't know anything about it. I was like, but what is it exactly? Is it actual chemical reactions that you're doing? Are you like a scientist with little, flasks and tubes and things, and you're like making gold? Is it more theoretical, or what's the history behind it? What is an alchemist? And she's the first person I thought of because I knew that she knew all of the things that I needed to know. So having her on the show was one of my top moments.
Did you learn what you wanted to know about alchemy? Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us what you...
Yeah, ever since that interview, and she recommended before the interview, I said, what do I need to read up on? What would you recommend? And I thought she was going to tell me one of her own books. I was like, so of your books, what should I be, studying? And she was like, you need to get the Emerald Tablets. You need to study this. And so I've been reading that. Then she came out with some courses. The Enlightenment Path is 3 courses that she teaches.
Nice.
And a new form of energy modality, energy healing called honey, which sounds like the stuff that you put on your toast, right? Honey, but it's spelled Hynni. It's Welsh for energy. And she created it to go healing modality that goes through all of the cycles of the year. It has alchemical considerations in each cycle of the year. So when I talk about summer solstice coming up and Litha, this is the kind of energies that I'm bringing up. These are things that she's teaching me in this honey course. And I am so excited. I'm going to work on certification in honey, but I've already been using and incorporating honey into my healing work. So it's, a lot of people describe it as Reiki healing, but on steroids. It's like blows it up. So she's amazing.
I noticed that on practically-magick.com, and I just heard you mention some courses. You got courses. There's courses up there.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to do an alchemy
100%.
course? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, my gosh. Well, that would take me a little more time to become I need the content pedagogy, if you will. This is my teacher coming out. It's
Right.
like, I'm not going to teach something that I don't feel real ready to teach people. But what I love to teach is certain classes that empower people. And so yeah, we just released in the what's going to be available on that website is the Connecting with Sacred Spaces, the Altars course that I did live with a class, a group of people on Zoom online. And I'll still want to do some virtual classes as we go, do that again, because I don't know, the interaction with other people and adults and their questions and discussion, it just kind of enhances the whole experience. I feel like everybody learns more when we do it that way.
Yeah.
But then to have that available to people to purchase and then take the course on their own time is going to be amazing. So I love that we started Practically Magick, practically-magick.com website this year. Another season 2 offering that's now going to just grow and have all kinds of things available to people. So
That's
good
right.
job getting that out there.
Yeah, we did that. That happened. That happened for season 2. You heard people. Courtney needs to get her Patagonia or something. She said there for. You know what that word? Well, I don't even know. I had
Pedagogy. Yeah.
Okay.
When you're a teacher, they talk about pedagogy a lot as an education degree. They are like, basically, it means you got to know what you're teaching really well. So don't go out there and start like teaching kids math and you don't know math.
Absolutely. So I can't go teaching alchemy just because I play the Witcher video game and know about mixing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
it may help though.
It could. Maybe I gotta have a side business. The alchemy.
I will say this, that anyone going through a healing session with me or with anybody who really knows what they're doing is performing alchemy. It's a transformation. You're transforming all of the lead in your body into gold, into what you need. So every session with me is an alchemical process. And I know that now.
Now, so you're saying if I get hard up for some money, I can start cutting off fingers and sell that as gold? Is that what happens?
Sell that as gold. Well, there is energy in it. I'm just not sure anybody would buy it.
Who wants to buy my finger out there? Is there anybody out there? I got a finger for sale.
Selling body parts in the black market. And yeah.
Anybody need
a little bit different vibe there.
Yeah, I got a kidney. I got a golden kidney. I can put it out there. One of one.
Oh my God. There was something you just said and I was like, oh, that we're going to touch on that. And then like my mind is just blank. I'm like, what was it that we were just saying?
That's what I do. That's what I do to people. It's like, you know what? I come in, you invited me on here and I'm just going to disrupt the show. Like you probably had a whole schedule run down.
We're all over. No, there's no schedule here. Oh, that's another thing that we should probably touch on is that the format of season 1 and season 2 were different. There was a lot of like, let's set the foundation in season 1 of what we're doing here. What's magical? How do we engage with magic? What is real magic? What does it look like? How does it work? Maybe for people who were beginning at it or didn't know or are like, what's energy? Why is that real? And then season 2, like you mentioned, had a lot of guests. So we're bringing in a lot more, just discussion rather than like, here's all these resources you can go find more information about. So if you want more of that, go to season 1 and season 2, a lot of really good discussions, experts, guests that came on, things like that. And then we'll move into season 3. Which will be coming out later this year.
What's season 3? What are you thinking? You got any hints? Any tips?
I have a lot of great ideas, and I love to take a little bit of time away to do more research, more reading, more learning, more classes, because I really feel like the quality of what I want to offer people and what I do here on Practically Magick is from a place of authenticity and pedagogy, as we talked about. Like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just out here with a camera and a microphone and just saying whatever. So I'm going to do a lot of really great collecting, feeding my brain full of things to then offer in season 3. And hopefully and I'm just throwing it out there as a manifesting this to the universe, I would like there to be a co-host involved in season 3. So I'm not going to say more about that until we know for sure what's going to happen with that, but stay tuned.
That I think you could find a co-host. And no, it's not me. We'll throw that out there right now. It's not going to be me.
Although we'll have you back at the wrap-up, right? Season 3 wrap-up's got to be just Blane episode. That's just the way that's going to go.
Season 3 wrap-up, believe me. But I think a co-host with you, we put it out there. It's in the universe, the ether, some would say.
It's out there. Yeah, the right person and the right vibe and the chemistry that would need to be there. But I think the discussion between me and another person who also does this type of work would be really beneficial to listeners, listening to what sort of ideas come to our mind in the moment. And we'll set it up. We'll set up a format that will be really, really applicable.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. That was probably the thing I was going to bring up earlier. What I forgot I was going to say was the how to spot a fraud episode in season 2. What did you think about that? My mom listened to that episode. She's like, "Are you calling people out?"
You were, but I mean, in a way, it is. But honestly, they do need to be called out. And what it reminded me of, if you're of this certain vintage, that's a nice way for me to say I'm old. I remember Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s or whatever. Miss Cleo called me up 1-900. It was 900 numbers. Back in the 900 numbers, that's a thing too. It costs money per minute. Biggest fraud there was.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of that. And I'm like, man, there's people out there that are snake oil salesmen. Like I've got a couple bottles over here behind me. No.
The unicorn dust that was from Norwal's back in the 1800s and that kind of thing. And I do hesitate when I want to kind of mention something about another healer or someone in the community that does this kind of work.
Yeah.
And I do like to, for the most part, say to each their own. Everybody's going to find what works for them. It's not for me to say whether someone's a good healer or not a good healer. And that kind of judgment just isn't my place. And for the most part, that's where I operate. But I did have, again, a very lovely, very, very wise mentor in the community that told me, if someone's doing harm, it is our responsibility to say so, because there have been in the past, especially in the witchcraft, mystic, modern mystic type of community, to say the type of work that we do, that have done great deal of harm to people following them. And when I have clients or people in this world that come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, this person is charging a ridiculous amount of money for not much that they're giving back." Or they're even recruiting people who are paying them to become an affiliate and then all of a sudden it looks very much like the pyramid shape. If you get my drift, which I'll just say the culture here in Utah, we're very familiar with the pyramid shape. And so a lot of people are susceptible to falling into that same structure, which is, now that you've been trained, now that you've paid me thousands of dollars to know all these things that I've taught you, now you can become a representative of me and you can start making money too. But of course, I will always make more money than you because you're under me. And so on and so forth. So I do feel that it is a duty and responsibility to at least be able to call that out and say to people, be careful what you're getting yourself into, because just because they're saying all the right things, and sometimes they really do, they say all the things that I'm saying here on this podcast, but there are snakes out there.
You heard it here first. Courtney Pearl is a fraud, guys. That's what
and you are going to pay for what you're getting out of something. I'm not saying that it's not also going to fall under the rules of capitalism because that's the system we all live with. But more or less, it has to be the right energy exchange. Money is energy like anything else. So make sure that the energy exchange is balanced. Did you hear my accent come out there? Balanced.
It did. It did.
Balanced.
Look at
Sometimes
that.
I can hear it.
Accents, though.
You have questions. I have
There
the
she is.
answers.
Who asked you to go out of town? The stupid young one or the married one?
The married one.
That's what I thought. Don't go. You hear me?
If you want him to believe that it's over, then you gotta stop accepting the booty calls at 2 a.m. in the morning. You understand?
Yeah.
Stop accepting the booty call.
Is my life headed into?
Last 4 nights, your feelings have been hurt, so you've been up all night.
Yes.
You haven't been, and this is around the relationship.
Oh, talk about it.
Okay? Don't make me take you to church, young man.
The ex is much better than the present one, you know. Did you think that you were pregnant a couple of months back?
Yes.
You were, but you lost it, correct?
Yeah.
The secret that you were holding back.
You already hit it. It was about the baby.
Michael, you really got yourself into trouble on that one, brethren. I got backup this time. This person that's around you right now has been in jail before.
Yes, you're right. You tell the honest truth. Right.
You know, people have been.
Oh, we've seen enough. Look, that's the biggest fraud of all time. But you could see this.
I don't know. I've seen frauds, and I've seen people in a money grab, and I've seen people with their egos ahead of their own purpose in the world. But after seeing those clips, I'm not so convinced that Cleo's a fraud. She sounds legit.
They stop accepting the booty calls. You know, like that's.
Hey, the cards say what the cards say. I can't. Nobody can help that.
Now, which card is the booty call card in the tarot?
I guess that depends. Depends on the person you're reading for and the card that comes up and the intuition in between.
You know what? I got to go ahead and get to this because we're running out of time. Look at me dictating your show, your time of your show.
I love it.
But
go for it.
You know who wasn't a fraud was a couple we ran into during season 2, and that was Dr. Nate Unkefer and Chandel Pino,
right?
Energy side, and Dr. Nate was the ketamine side. Now we had your first psychedelic experience.
Yep.
During season 2, and we recorded that, and it's out there. We've also got a documentary in the works that we're going to put together that we've been working on for months with Dr. Nate and Chandel. I'm going to tell you right now, that changed my life.
Yep.
Ketamine
massive.
Yeah, and it's people out there probably saying, "Oh, they're a bunch of drug addicts. Let me tune out." Nope. It's not that. We went in there with intention. It's not taking psychedelics. It's not eating a bunch of mushrooms out in the field somewhere and laying out, which it's a good time too. But it went with intention, and it will rewire your brain. You did an episode in season 1, neuroplasticity.
Yep.
Same type of thing. Look at me. I remember that one. But that changed my life in ways that therapy would have taken years to do. And it works for everybody. I'm giving a testimonial right now. I've been in a room where it was, hypnosis. You got 100 people in there. They try the hypnosis. 30 of them get hypnotized. I can guarantee you right now, if they went in a room with 100 people and did this, 100 people are walking out of there with their lives changed.
I believe it. Yeah. And it really did, like, everything that I offer in what I've learned and where I've come to, and emotional processing that helps neuroplasticity. I've studied the NAAP model, which is like neuro assimilation. It's neuro research, and all of this that I put in. I throw a little bit of that and a little bit of this. It's like I've got my cauldron, and these are all my little things that I put in to make a potion that's catered to the client, what they need, right? And I do believe in that work, and I've seen it change people's lives. But it takes time. It takes quite a bit of effort, and it really, it's easy to fall back to old patterns. It takes a lot of commitment and a lot of like okay, every 2 weeks or every month, I'm going to keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. So I will just say that, you know, a ketamine session from my experience is giving you that extra, like, you don't have to put quite as much effort into it because the psychedelics and what it's doing with your brain and what happens afterwards just opens up a portal for you to be able to do it much easier and like slide into those new pathways without quite so much effort and work that healing sessions will do. It will do it. It's just not going to be quite that
Effective.
I don't know. Automatic?
Effective immediately. Yeah.
Effective. Yes. Yeah.
Because it is. It was it changed my life. Like it really did. Helped me focus. It helped me be in the moment. Helped me be present. You know, that kind of stuff, which is hard. That was one of my favorite experiences of season 2 for you, but one of my favorite experiences.
Absolutely.
In the last.
And if anybody is wondering, hasn't seen it yet, and you're like, what do I need to know about this? That's also one of the best produced episodes this season because you were all over it, right? But just Blaine's over there was like, I'm going to get a drone to record. I'm going to get so it's just a great episode for that reason alone. It just looks great. So if anybody's like, oh, I got to go check this out. A lot of the episodes I've just done, you know, here in my little recording studio, which is just my cave, my little meditation space. So it's just me doing my little thing. But that episode was just like next level. So definitely one worth watching.
I had so much fun. And like I said, we got a documentary coming out where not only did you participate in the session, but you watched the sessions where I'm there. And that one got crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so fun.
That one got weird and it got crazy. We have some of that. So that's going to come out. So there's an announcement. I didn't even mean to get to the announcements yet, but there's one. The ketamine documentary. We're going to get that thing together.
Get it together. You're going to want to watch it. It's incredible. I mean, just getting to be in a space where someone is going through that, it's a sacred space. And I've been in spaces where not only am I the one who gets to go through the initiation process, and so you see in my episode, like the group session that we did, and I'm participating in psychedelics for the first time, and I'm a very clean person, like barely have experienced anything outside of a glass of water. So that was really, really different for me. That was really like, even just inviting some outside chemical or influence into my body, I'm real careful with, right? Mm-hmm. Like I really decide what am I going to engage with. And this was something that I knew, not only do I trust the people that I'm doing it with, the people taking care of me, that they are, facilitating this whole process, having the doctor there with the monitor and everything. I knew like nothing's going to happen to me during this space. I've got somebody there who's going to make sure I'm breathing and make sure my heart is pumping and I'm going to be okay. And I come out of it just fine and all the things. But being able to be a sitter with Chandel during your session was also like being a priestess in old ancient times, of being able to sit with someone when they go through that experience and to be like, I get to be the one that brings them out of that. And I've gotten to be that person for people in many different experiences and ways, it is a sacred space as well.
Oh, it is. And I didn't realize that. Me, I'm not so clean. I've had my share of like recreational stuff, if you can't tell. Come on. But I'm going to tell you this.
You've lived.
I've lived, but nothing ever touches that experience. And I've said it to numerous people. I was an alcoholic. I'm no longer. I'm sober, off alcohol. But I have an addictive personality. Ketamine, I'm not sitting at home on Friday night thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I had a shot to put in my arm of ketamine. That's not how it works. It's not how it operates.
No, not at all. Yeah, I didn't feel that at all. In fact, I haven't done it again since yet, but I'm very much open to, what they've told me is like even a second session, you're going to go even deeper. It's going to be even better. So I'm like, okay, when the time is right, I have no qualms about doing it again, but I'm not in a rush to do it again either. So
yeah, it'll just happen. And kind of how it is. If people out there thinking, hey, I think I might like to try psychedelics, it'll just happen. It'll just happen. Don't seek it out. Don't go do it recreationally.
Yeah.
I can condone that, but hey.
Find those people in your area that can do it for you the way that Dr. Uncover and Chantal and Guided Ketamine and Inner Light Academy, they partner together to do it. But something like that, if you're not local here in our area and you need to find someone like that, that's a really great place to start if you're looking at doing that.
Yep. I got a crazy confession side effect from ketamine that I haven't said to anybody. And I was a rave DJ for a lot of years, right? It wasn't until the second time I did ketamine that I understood D&B music, drum and bass. It's weird. That was the one genre I would stay away from. I didn't want to hear it. It was too much noise. It was too much this, too much that. I accidentally put a mix on after the second session, I believe, ketamine, and it made sense. I was like,
oh, interesting.
You know what drum and bass is? It's high BPM. It's a bunch of snares. Mm-hmm. It's exactly what you think it is, drum and bass. I didn't ever like that music. That's all I'm listening to now. I love it. I love it. It's almost like it's slowed down for me now, and I can deconstruct it, because that's the key word for that ketamine, deconstruct.
Yes, for sure.
Everything about you is deconstructed, and you rebuild all that. D&B didn't make sense to me until I did ketamine.
Yeah.
There's a soundbite clip. Put that out.
I can totally see it. And the correlations between sound healing, light frequencies, and then during a ketamine experience, I could see all of that, playing a part in the reconstruction of our cells, of everything. I mean, even the sound experience during a ketamine trip journey is really powerful. So I could definitely see that. Actually, I never understood metal music until my first Reiki session, when I was releasing a lot of energy connected to anger and rage. And then I got in the car after that. This was many years ago when I first started out, and it was like my very first Reiki session. And I remember getting in the car and I was like, I need to listen to some metal music right now. I'm turning on like the most raging, screaming music that I could find. And I was just loving it. I was like, yes, I need to rage out.
It's wild what the mind will do with the music, with your taste, I guess. What kind of taste you have? Because
mood.
There's not really a type of music that I won't say I hate anything, because somebody put work and effort into that, and that was their passion. So how can you hate that? But I may not go seek it out. I didn't go seek out D&B, but now I am.
Yeah.
Hit those. Chandel puts in a lot of effort into picking a playlist specifically for you. Yeah. She builds it for you. So they got, like I said, go watch that entire episode of Courtney's, because that was one of my favorites. And the other favorite thing that me and you have done is the Witch Movie Project.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you put all those episodes out on the Practically Magick website. So people need to go check those out. They're from last fall, but oh man, they are good anytime.
Yeah, and I re-released those because I love those episodes. And the guy that I look up to, Joe Bob Riggs, I'll say his name again, a couple months back, did their double feature on AMC Shudder, and they did witch movies. And it wasn't one of our two. They didn't do either one of our two.
We did not even complete I mean, there are so many other movies than what we chose too, so I don't doubt that.
Yeah, but they did. They picked two other witch movies that were great, and then we put ours out at the same time, so some of those people found it. Still waiting on a call from Joe Bob.
It'll happen. At some point, we'll catch his eye, and he'll be like, oh, these guys are doing some good work over here with these movies. I absolutely loved recording that last year so much. I love deep diving into those movies. I love horror movies. Some of them a little bit more outside my comfort zone. In fact, I was just talking about that Suspiria movie the other day, the new one. And it was like, man, that was gory.
It
and
was.
I said to my husband, I'm like, you left me to watch that by myself late at night by myself. But man, it was good.
What a fun project that was. You know what? I just saw a trailer for a movie. It's not a witch movie, but you know how I'm infatuated with A24.
Yeah.
Now this one right here, I think is going to be.
We're going to put you with a foster mum called Laura. You're going to love her.
Oh, welcome to your new home.
This is my daughter's room. I want to show you something else. This way.
You stuffed one.
I know I'm a weirdo.
How did you cope with Kathy being gone?
I didn't.
I think there's something wrong with Laura.
Oh my God, what is it?
We can bring her back.
What are you doing?
I'm supposed to report how safe and reliable you are. So stay safe. Stay reliable, yeah?
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Yes.
This is a whole other genre to me. These are ghost movies, and there's a lot of those out there. This is a haunting. This is like a,
Yeah.
and it looks like a whole other style than what I've ever seen out there, really. But it looks different. It looks like, I mean, it says it follows you home. Like, I like.
Oh,
leaving
yeah.
I like leaving a theater and thinking, oh, I left whatever back there. I don't want to come home and be like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, this is a lot of the work that I do in spirituality work. We're cleansing, we are removing entities, we're cord cutting or transmuting energies. And you can't help but get involved with the paranormal, right? Like, if you've ever watched the TV show, they have the Dead Files, and they have an old investigative PI guy, and he's like the logical guy. He doesn't really believe in or understand or know a whole lot about the paranormal. Then you have a medium, and they work as partners. He goes and like investigates a home, a family, their property, the history of it, all the things that he can find out. And then she goes into the house and does a reading and discovers like what entities are in the house. And oftentimes she will tell them, the owners of the house, like, if you need to cleanse this house, you're going to need to go find a Reiki master. You're going to need to go find maybe somebody that, is an authority figure in spirituality. So it's interesting to me because you've got to know a little bit about what kinds of entities, what's the difference between a poltergeist and just a trapped soul, or dark energy, or shadow figures, or what some people refer to as demons, and what that would actually be if that was something. So yeah, I think that the deep dive into some ghost movies could result in some very interesting conversation.
and it sounds like you are knowledgeable in these haunting types.
Somewhat, but I'd like to be more.
How about I dig up some movies for us and we start watching these and we do the ghost movie project?
It's on
I
this
wanted to-
fall. You
I'm
heard
a-
it here.
I'm not picking stuff like Casper, the Friendly Ghost. These are going to be some stuff. I mean, that right there from A24 was Bring Her Back. And the same directors for that did another A24 flick called Talk to Me. That's going to be on the list. I'm telling you right now, Talk to Me will be on there. I loved it. I almost watched it last night, by the way. I did.
Yeah.
I had it-
We're going to get a good list together, and then we'll be able to deep dive into a couple of movies each episode, and we'll talk about maybe the different types of hauntings, what we see going on in the movie. And then just for fun, because we like the horror movies, we'll just do deep dives into the movie themselves, the actors, the making of the movie, any kind of cool and information we come across. And it'll be super fun.
And you know what I think we should end it with? We did a live podcast taping last year. I got a different idea this year. Maybe me and you hop on something like this and we just do it virtually where we watch a movie together and we've got a chat going. We've got everything going. We got people in there with us. You can sit in the comfort of your own home, pop your own popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
And just enjoy it with us. I can get that set up. That'd be fun, I think. So I think it'd be a little more comfortable. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think
nothing's scarier than your own house, because you're sitting there at your own house watching a ghost movie and we're talking about what kinds of ghosts and entities that could be in your home. You're the one who's in your own home.
I love that. I think that's the way we do it. And we'll do it on like Twitch or something where we show the movie and we got a live chat going. I think that'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be a blast. Yeah.
What else is going down for season 3? You got anything else?
Well, I think that about covers it. We're going to do some recording live on location.
Ooh.
So we've got some ideas for some special spots around locally here where we are. I mean, if we had the funds, and by all means, listeners, you are welcome to send us the funds, but we can hop on a plane and come record where you're at if you would like us to.
We might, have fun. Oh, that's one more idea I'm gonna have to put out there right now. We will have to find one of these movies filming locations, and we'll go do our show there, because that's what we did at the Witch Movie Project. We went out to the cemetery where Ari Aster filmed, what was it, Hereditary.
Yeah.
We sat there in that same spot. Like, we're gonna have to find
lots of horror movies around here because let's just face it, Utah has a lot of really dark history.
It does.
And there is a reason a lot of those ghost hunters and ghost adventure shows and Dead Files, they have had to record at locations here in Utah, several places here in Utah. So we have a good history of hauntings here.
I'm gonna find us one. I'll find us a place. I'll step back. I'll let you wrap up your own show. Don't let me take over.
All right. Well, thank you so much to Ride the Wave Media, obviously, here with us today, for producing this podcast. And thank you to our sponsor, Prism Healing. That's me. If you want to book a session with me, prism-healing.com. You can go to, and you can find all this really cool stuff and show notes and resources that we've mentioned here today at the Practically Magick website, practically-magic, magic with a CK.com. And that's where you can find us. And if you're interested in being a sponsor, or if you're just a listener who wants to buy us a coffee, there is a button for that on that website. We would really appreciate it.
Somebody did. Somebody sent $5 for a coffee for you.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much of a treat that is for me.
$5. We'll have to go down to Ground to Earth or Land of 1,000 Hills. That's our local favorite coffee shops. And me and you have to split that $5 cup, because
yeah, we get a little kid's cup. You get one, I get one. We split it. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
Those are paper espresso cups is what we'll use. Those.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. And if you're missing me at all during the summer, want a card reading, you can follow me on TikTok at Prism Healing, because I do live card readings on Instagram and at TikTok randomly throughout the week. So that's where I will be when I'm not here working on Practically Magick.
Love it. Thank you.
All right. Go make magic, witches and wizards.
And stop. That was fun.